My question is, how do you approach those who are involved with same-sex relationships and gender transformations? It's even being taught in schools, and we feel so helpless to be able to do anything to eradicate what is not considered evangelical, even though I know personally some people that are in same-sex relationships that call themselves a Christian and love God. So how do you approach those?
It depends who they are and what my relationship with them is. If in the name of faithfulness, it's quite possible simply to sound angry. One has to earn the right to speak. But on the other hand, not to say anything is cowardly. And so somewhere between those two siren calls, there's enough to frustrate almost anybody. It's not impossible that before I die, certainly before you die, that there will be enough legal pressure that Christian leaders will be going to jail for upholding a biblical view of marriage. It's unbelievable to me how fast the changes come. When Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were running against each other, we forget that, but when they were running against each other, that brought Barack to the presidency. Both of them swore up and down as part of their campaign promises that marriage is for a man and a woman, and that's all. That's not even 20 years ago. And then the So Too decision, it's unbelievable. Finland, which has a reputation for being one of the most freewheeling countries in the world, has before its government now a decision to make as to whether or not it is legal to read those passages of the Bible approvingly which condemn homosexuality. So we're back to burning books. Maybe we'll have to have... At the moment, it's impossible to think that in Finland you'd have to have an underground printing press. But I've seen so much change in the last 20 years that it's not beyond the realm of possibility. On the other hand, there's another possibility. That is, some discussions are becoming so over the top that some people who are pretty far left in their views are also acknowledging the silliness of it. The transgender movement, when it comes to sports, is crushing women's sports simply because there is a failure to recognize that biology does have something to do with the size of your chest and how the muscles are built and so on. And eventually people are going to say, this is silly. We need some new labels. We need to do something. So the game is not over. Sometimes there's a sociological swing, and I don't know how it's going to go. All I'm saying is Christians need to read, think, and what is being done in any particular place. Sometimes it means voting out a school board and putting in a new school board. That means that some confessional thinkers need to understand about the issues on the school board and run in popular elections. We do live in a democracy still. And how do you go about making changes is part of it. We need people like Russell Moore, for example, who gets on public media and can articulate historic, moral, confessional positions with courage and clarity and humility of mind. Where the trick is just to get involved in discussions, where it's to play politics, whether it's... And then if you do play politics and you do try to get a responsible person on board, then you want to make sure that you're not doing this as being more important than Christian confessionalism. It's just part of Christian witness in the world. So all of us need help in thinking through these things. Nowadays there is good literature, there are good books on marriage and on transgender issues and on homosexuality and so on. When I was a young man, there were a few books like Straight and Narrow, ? That had a lot of useful information. It's now very dated, but there were a few things. Nowadays, there's so much literature in the area, I can't keep up. But that's good too, and it means circulating literature in various courses, various places too. I have no list of 10 points that we should all march forward and do, but listen to one another, people who are doing things, and do what you can in your corner.